All right. Did you know that we make around 35,000 decisions a day? And each of those decisions, they come with a 50-50 chance that we're going to succeed or fail miserably. No wonder we're so stressed. Some of those decisions, they are impulsive, so we don't think much about it, we just go and do it, the first thing that comes to mind. Some other decisions, however, they are a little bit more complex, so they require a little bit more thinking and preparation. Obviously not that one. That one a little bit better. So in that case, we spend more time on those, planning and collaborating and analyzing and so on. In spite of all the analysis and so on, we are very careful, we still mess it up. So, but nonetheless, it's worth the risk. Some decisions, they are compliance. We follow a trend or just some predefined instructions. Some other decisions, we actually delegate and trust that someone else is going to decide for us. And we trust them to do so. Sometimes we avoid decisions, meaning that we decide not to decide. That's pretty cool. Ironically, the first decision that we need to make is a very quick one, is which decision-making strategy I'm actually going to use in this specific situation. So it's a chain reaction of decisions, consequences, successes, risks, failures, nightmare, 35,000 times a day, male or female in that case. Okay. Some of those decisions, they have accumulated decisions that have a compound consequence, meaning that we make a small decision here that is going to have huge consequences later on after we are gone. But we still take the risk. Research shows that young people, they're more likely to take risks. They push their luck and see what happens. That's probably because the brain is still figuring out, balancing those emotions that comes through our body when we have to take risks and make decisions. And young people, they're not as traumatized by their mistakes yet as we are, and they love the excitement of the success and they celebrate it. We don't. The more mistakes we make, the more anxious we are on taking risks. So fear and anxiety protect us from making mistakes and the consequences of it. So practicing making mistakes and taking risks, it becomes a habit. The brain becomes much quicker on recalling the information that we need in order to make better decisions and therefore success. Organizations are the same. Organizations, they get traumatized by some mistakes in the past, and they become more conservative. We end up complying more, innovating less, and moving much slower. So we have to allow ourselves to practice more, to make more mistakes, to take more risks, explore in some safe way, and intentionally learn from those mistakes. That's the trick. Intentionally learn from those experiences. Young organizations, they have less trauma, so therefore they're more comfortable about taking risks. Individuals in those organizations, the new ways of working, they intentionally push their luck, the boundaries, systematically experimenting, learning, redirecting, and moving on to the next challenge. The most conservative organizations in the world, they also now taking risks, because in reality is we can't avoid it anymore, but we can't avoid avoiding risks anymore neither. So we need to make this is an idea. Let's practice daily on how to take more risks and make mistakes. Because after all, experimentation through that leads to learning. And learning leads to innovation and success. And the more we do it, the better we get at it. And it can actually be a lot of fun. But if we don't give it a go, if we don't take the bad with the good, we are not going to do that fun stuff there. Look, he's happy, and then, what the heck is going on here? So therefore, we need to decide, and I suggest that we decide now, how are we going to start sort of taking more risks and allowing ourselves to make more mistakes. Little things every day, on our day-to-day life. So we need to start doing it now. Because after all, remember that, she'll be right, Mike.